What's happening, guys? Back at you with another video. So I decided to go ahead and start a new video series of videos that basically is going to be talking about my favorite films. Basically, what I'm going to do is do a video for each year that, and basically talk about my favorite films from that year. So we're starting off with the year I was actually born, and that's going to be 1993. So basically, I'm going to be telling y'all my top 5 favorite movies from 1993. And basically, like I said, it's going to be a new series of videos that I'm going to be starting. So next up will be 1994, going on, so forth after that, going year by year, and basically talking about my favorite movies from each year. So we're starting off with the year I was born, 1993. So let's go ahead and get into this video talking about my favorite movies from 1993. Talking about this first movie is definitely one of my all-time favorites. I still watch it to this day. I still enjoy watching it to this day. And that is going to be Mrs. Doubtfire. This is starring Robin Williams, and Robin Williams is one of my favorite actors. So I like this movie. I remember watching this movie ever since I was a kid, and still continue to watch it to this day because I just enjoy this movie so much. Definitely one of my all-time favorites, and definitely was a favorite of mine from the year of 1993. Moving on to the next one is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Now, I know this one is probably the weakest of the 90s live action Ninja Turtle movies, and a lot of people might not like this one that much, but when it came out, and when I at least saw it for the first time, I was a kid. I enjoyed the Ninja Turtles movies from the 90s, the live action ones, and I enjoyed these movies. Like, I watched them, I used to watch them a whole lot. I watched them like nonstop, basically. And I just still, whenever I watched this third part, I watched it whenever I was a kid, so I still enjoyed it. I didn't see it for if it was the weakest one, or I didn't see it for people think it was bad or whatever. I just saw it in the eyes of me being a kid that I like Ninja Turtles and I like the live action 90s movies. So I like this one. This one was one of my favorites that came out in 1993. So yeah, I definitely had to add this one. Moving on to another movie that's going to be one of my favorites from the year of 1993, and that's going to be Free William. Now, this is a lot of these movies are basically movies I saw as a kid. Free Willy is no exception. I used to watch this movie a whole lot as a kid. Remember seeing this is really where I got my start for liking animals and stuff like that. This was one of the movies I saw as a young kid that really got me into liking animals more and more. And I used to watch this movie a whole lot as a kid. It's been a while since I actually seen this one, but I still had enjoyed it for many years to come, and still is definitely one of my favorites for 1993. I used to watch this movie a lot as a kid, almost nonstop, really, and I just enjoyed it so much, and it really got me to starting to get in that phase of liking animals and all that stuff. So Free Willy is definitely going to be on this list. Moving on to another movie that's going to be on the list, and that's going to be The Sandlot. Now, this is basically, y'all familiar with this movie, baseball movie sorts. Like I said, this one was a lot. Like I said, a lot of these movies I watched as a kid. This one's no exception. I watched it as a kid. Remember watching it as a kid, and really enjoying this movie. Like, I still watch it to this day. It's still pretty solid baseball movie. I still enjoy watching it, and I enjoyed watching it as a kid too. Really was liking baseball during my younger years and all that, and seeing this movie too, just solid baseball movie. Had a lot of fun watching this movie as a kid, so it was definitely one of my favorites also. Moving on to another movie on the list is going to be Addams Family Value. Now, this is the second movie in the 90s Addams Family movies. I enjoyed the first one very much, but this one I did enjoy a lot also. And I still watch it to this day. I still watch those 90s Addams Family movies to this day. I still enjoy them to this day. This one was the second one that came out after the first one. I remember watching it when I was younger also, and just liking it, just liking it as much as the first one and just enjoying it and stuff. I still watch it to this day, so it's one of my favorites also. But moving on to the next one, this one, if I had to put one at the top of the list, and when it came to this list, I wasn't ranking them or anything like that. This was generally just my favorite movies of the year of 1993. But if I had to put one at the top of the list, this next movie might be at the top of the list. And that's going to be Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was a phenomenal movie. Really, Steven Spielberg put out this movie of dinosaurs inside this park, and basically plays out as it's basically like an adventure movie, almost borderline horror movie of sorts too, especially when it came to like watching it as a kid and all that stuff. Like, you really feared and really got scared when you saw these dinosaurs out on the run, out on the loose. And Steven Spielberg was able to bring us this movie, Jurassic Park, adapted from the book, and really just put his mark when it came to this dinosaur movies and just movies in general, and then just the way they're able to use practical effects with special effects in this movie still is talked about to this day, that this is one of the great movies that he's done. And still, these other Jurassic Park and Jurassic World movies that we've been getting, they still haven't been able to match or top what the first Jurassic Park movie was able to do. Like, I enjoyed this movie so much when it came out. I watched it non-stop as a kid. I still watch it to this day. I still enjoy it. I still like it. Still have fun watching it. It's an awesome movie. Such an awesome movie. Like I said, if I had to put one at the top of my list for my favorite movies in 1993, this one might be the top one for me. But that's going to be it for consisting of my list of favorite movies from 1993. Let me know down in the comments below if you have some favorite movies for 1993. What are they? But that would be all for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. Remember, if you want to be part of Team Legendary, all you gotta do is subscribe and turn notifications on so you know when I post another video. Hope you all have an awesome day, and remember, be legendary.